The flat earth community and movement is going absolutely bonkers, and for good reasons. Is Witsitgetsit the prophet of flat earth? Is he controlled opposition? Is Jeranism a Freemason? We usually don't touch on these subjects, but I have to, man. So this is good for thought. 2025, man. Let's roll.
Good for thought.
What up, my sexy NazareNs out there? Happy New Year to all of the people that I haven't wished. Hold on, I'm trying to get in the middle. Oh, you know what? I told myself I'm going to look at the camera from now on. I'm going to try to look at the camera from now on. Because it's weird, because I always, the camera's on top and I'm always looking at the screen. This is not clickbait. We are talking about Witsitgetsit. We're talking about Jeranism. We're talking about Eric Dubé, and we're talking about, the final experiment as they coined it. So for those that don't know, flat earthers for many years have been claiming that it's impossible to see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. So some generous guy was like, you guys want to go see? Let's go see, man. And so they went. And what do you know? They seen a 24-hour sun. This video is going to be addressed to Witsitgetsit and Jeranism, but mostly to Witsitgetsit. So I really pray, let me take off my glasses. I really pray that you get to see this, my brother, because I think that this is necessary for you to see. Now, of course, our slogan on this channel, the most shadow banned channel, so you're probably not gonna see this. We have tried to invite Witsitgetsit to the Prove to Me Dear Life podcast. He hasn't responded. If some of you are going to be screaming, you're not big enough for Witsitgetsit. Listen, folks, we've had people on the podcast that have sold over 57 million books and have really touched millions of lives in a positive way. We had a guy that created the email that Hollywood used to love him. Now they're throwing him under the bus because he spoke out against all the nonsense in 2020. So we've had people, quote unquote, big enough. And on this channel, we don't look at, human beings as big or small. We're all a family here. Sometimes I say movement, but most of the time I say family. So we all respect one another, we love one another, and we listen to one another, and we believe one another. And this is why the flat earth movement, now again, I'm going to be addressing Witsitgetsit mostly, but more importantly, I am addressing the flat earth movement, not individuals that believe or think that we are living on a flat earth. Individually, you can believe whatever you want. I'm talking to the movement of flat earth, the community of flat earth. That's why I'm addressing, but mostly Witsitgetsit. So before I even start, I have to say a disclaimer. Everything that I'm gonna say is going to come out of love. This is not to point fingers at Witsitgetsit. This is not to point fingers at, flat earthers. This is not to throw you guys under the bus. I am speaking from love. All of you are my brothers and sisters, and I wish that we come together and move past all of this nonsense, because there are real issues that are going on in the world, that are real issues that are going on internally. So a disclaimer, Witsitgetsit has done a lot of good. For example, again, going back to 2020, when he actually went out on tour and tried to speak to people about what was going on. I think all of you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say it because we're gonna get banned. It happened before. And also Jeranism, right? So this guy, more than just flat earth, this guy has, from what I understand, pointed people in the right direction as far as health goes and things like that. So you know what I'm saying, that's a disclaimer. That's a good thing, man. That's something that we give props for. That's something that is necessary. Now, what is not necessary is becoming controlled opposition. And as soon as you guys hopped on this bandwagon of proving that the earth is flat, you guys became controlled opposition. I know sometimes you say, I've been shadow banned and I've been blocked. Bro, if you want to see real shadow ban, you come to this channel, man. You will see what a real shadow ban is. And and sometimes if people wonder, maybe you don't know how to use YouTube. Listen, I have a whole other channel that's in Russian and in Ukrainian, and because that channel is so political, trust me, it gets views, man, because we also have, I also post videos out there of different guests that are very, popular and stuff in the Slavic world, and it takes off. I hardly do anything. So, and that channel was never meant to be political, but it's political because I'm talking to both Russians and Ukrainians. I'm trying to bring Slavic people together because we are, at such a crazy time right now. But moving past that, my brother, Witsitgetsit, the creator, as you like to say, God, loves you so much that right now you are getting the karma for what you have been doing, my brother. And I would never wish ill on you. And I'm so glad that this karma is not coming through your health or your family members' health, that this karma is coming as a learning, as a learning process, as a a stepping stone, man, something that will help you grow. I really hope that it will help you grow. I think that this is a huge chance, a huge bone, if you will, that was thrown at you, to realize that you've been on the wrong path, bro. Because again, imagine everything that's being thrown at you right now, that you took. It was vape. It wasn't it was it's so ridiculous, man. If you guys are not following it, go check it out, because they went down to the North Pole, they recorded the whole thing 24 hours, and now his own community is saying things like, oh, you wanted to fake the breath, oh, the shadow doesn't align there, oh, the sun squishes. And I'm gonna take a vape hit to for Witsit. And my brother, imagine what is being done to you is exactly what you've been trying to do. Ready? To God. I'll let that sink in real quick, man. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Because while you were saying that you were fighting against the people that were keeping the truth, what you went out and the people that are trying to disprove God, they haven't been trying to disprove God. They've been trying to, how can you disprove God? But what they have been trying to do is to remove God from the hearts of the people. Sorry, from the minds of the people, because from the heart, you can never remove God. They've been trying to consciously remove God from us. And guess what, my brother? You did the same thing. As soon as you told yourself, I'm gonna go out there and I'm going to prove that the earth is flat, you went out there and you tried to prove the creation. I'll let that sink in, bro. You are trying to measure and take this notes and that observation and that theory and this. You did the same exact thing. This is why the enemy loves you, bro. This is why you have been controlled opposition. You haven't been suppressed. You haven't been shadow banned. Again, come to this channel and find out what shadow ban is. They love people like Eric Dubé and you, my brother. They love it because you are saying that you are a man of God, yet you are going out there and you are trying to prove God. God needs no proving, my brother. God is not in the measurement. God is not in a theory or an observation. God is in here the whole time, bro. If you want to see God, go look at your child's eyes, man. I've been saying this. Do you need to prove your child's eyes? Do you measure your child's eyes with a ruler, man? You don't. You don't, my brother. And you coined the term truth doesn't fear investigation. See, this is where the English language and the fact that you only speak the English language played against you, bro. Because in Slavic languages, we have the truth, which is pravda, and then we have istina, which is the absolute truth. And in English, you only have the truth because truth is subjective. And you don't have istina, which is the absolute truth, my brother. And the absolute truth needs no investigation, needs no proving. Absolute truth lives regardless of who believes in it or who knows about it, and it will always surface. Doesn't matter how much it's being suppressed. It needs no investigation. Just imagine what you have been doing. It's like your own cells coming together, dividing into two different groups and saying, no, I'm gonna prove that that we're really living in this body. Let's go measure this, bro. Let's go get the measurement. And this is why I've been saying for so long, this is the effect of the Tower of Babel. We're living through the same times, because the Tower of Babel, it wasn't about language. The Tower of Babel was when people went from communicating telepathically to communicating verbally, because that's when lies come in. But that's a whole topic for another video. But this is a Tower of Babel metaphor again, because it's again people going out there and they think that they have it in them to understand the creation. I'll let that sink in. And the Tower of Babel taught us that there are things that you're not supposed to understand. You're supposed to marvel at the creation, not going out there and proving and disproving. And you were doing the exact same thing that you blamed Globers for, which is another huge issue. You were using the same, and you're still using the same exact, this is why I pray for you. You're still using the same exact tactics that the enemy has been using, which is conquer and divide. As soon as you called those people Globers and these people flat earthers, you became control opposition, my brother, because you're using the same tactics. You're dividing. If you would ever say, yo, those people over there that believe in the globe, you're my brothers and sisters, I love you, but I don't agree with you, that's when you would have been a weapon of the truth, a weapon of God. But as soon as you said Globers, flat earthers, you became controlled opposition. You're feeding into all of this. This is why the enemy, they love y'all, man, because while they are blatantly, you know what I'm saying, trying to remove God from the consciousness of people, you are doing worse. You're saying, I'm a man of God, but I will go out there and prove the creation. Look at the measurements. And then what happened? When you were screaming on top of your lungs that there is no 24-hour sun, you went down to Antarctica and you seen what you thought did not exist. This is why I keep telling people so many freaking times. It takes years and years and years and decades. It takes many languages, many different countries, many different peoples going out there, visiting, talking, like, you know what I'm saying, to be able to even formulate your own opinion that's going to go out into the public. You can have your own opinion, but as soon as you want to put it out into the public, you better be at least 95% solid on what you're talking about, bro. So imagine how crazy you look right now, man. Imagine. But again, this is not, I'm not saying this, you know what I'm saying, to ridicule you, bro. I'm saying this out of love. Creator loves you so much, is giving you a chance right now to take a step back and realize, like, my brother, this is what God is telling you. Look, this is what you've been doing to me. The same thing that your own community is doing to you right now, trying to disprove you. That's what you've been doing to me, because you've been trying to measure and theorize and do all this crazy shit to things that you're not supposed to understand. That's why, again, I've been saying for so long, both people that believe in the globe and believe in the flat earth, both of y'all are wrong. That's why the calculations don't make sense on both sides. Because you had Patrick L. Riley. Shout out to Patrick L. Riley, because we had him on the podcast. You had him on your show. He told you, look, reality is not as solid as you think. Something that I've been saying, that's why I had him on the show. It's not as solid as you think. And by you thinking that we are the only creation, right? And there are no other worlds. And you're saying this is why we're special. No, we're special because there are other worlds. There are other dimensions. That's why we are special. We are unique. And so is every other world, right? And that's why sometimes you say, Yah, you pray to Yah. At least you know a name of your God, right? A lot of people don't. Yah or Jah. Go do your real research. You have to learn some other languages to go do this other research and find out who Jah is. Because perhaps Jah is the false demigod. You know what I'm saying? That has you thinking all of these different things, that has you becoming controlled opposition. You know what I mean? That's why when I hear Jeranism sometimes say, I don't see how God could, you know what I'm saying, make this or make, why are we stooping down to the level where we think of God as like another man? We contemplate about God like this is just another dude. I don't see why this other dude, it doesn't make sense why he would make the world like this. Why is the world flat and there's a 24-hour sun? Like, can you imagine the buffoonery? From what I have studied, from what I have learned, we are in a closed matrix, but that does not mean that there are no other worlds. As a matter of fact, there are so many people out there, and I believe them because I believe my brothers and sisters, that have been saying for centuries. There are cultures out there that have been around for centuries on keeping the secrets of our real history and what's going on, talking about, you know what I'm saying, telepathically traveling between these different worlds, different beings coming, you know what I'm saying, here and everything like that. But because we've been in a period of Kali Yuga and everything like that, we're in a closed system. It's a closed system, my brother. And both of globe earthers, flat earth, both of you are wrong. Because it's not that we're not supposed to understand. We're not supposed to think like that we have to prove this, right? You have been controlled opposition, and that's why you haven't been shadow banned. You've been all over the place. They're pushing your shit, bro. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? So this is very important. I pray to all of you. I pray for all of you. I pray that all of you come together, man. Stop pointing fingers. Imagine how crazy it looks right now that you really went down to Antarctica and people are coming up with all of these crazy ass theories telling you that you didn't. That's what you've been doing to God, my brother. Imagine you've been trying to prove the creator, bro. You know what I'm saying? And prove the creation. So I don't want to go too long. Sending out, you know what I'm saying, much love to all of you. I really pray that this sinks in. It's 2025. I had another great point to make, but I lost my train of thought, man. But I pray that this sinks in and we really come together. There are real issues going on in the world. There are children starving. There are wars going on. And that's why I've been saying, you know what I'm saying, only in America and in Western countries do people have the time to be spending like 24 hours trying to look if a shadow moved some weird way. And again, I said this multiple times, it's a gift and a curse that you guys have this time for this imagination, but this imagination is being used against you because your attention is being taken away somewhere else. Witsit, you've been doing this to people for all these years. You've been taking their attention away from real issues. And that is why the creator is giving you this karmic lesson right now, my brother. You know what I'm saying? People always say that Eric Dubé is like the god of flat earth and Witsitgetsit is like the Jesus. I wouldn't call him Jesus, but you know what I'm saying? That's how people viewed you, my brother. But you've been taking people's attention away from real issues by trying to prove the creator, prove the creation. Crazy, bro. Think about it that way. And I see how fuming you are now because you can't believe it. So imagine you were the same thing that the community is doing to you. You were doing the same thing to God. I really pray that that sinks in. I really pray that we come together. I really pray that we stop using these controlled, you know what I'm saying? These control opposition mechanisms like slow different globers and earth. All of these are tactics that are being used and have been used to conquer and divide. Let's drop that, man. We all, you know what I'm saying, have a right to listen to one another. We have, you know what I'm saying, we should be believing one another. And God is here, bro. God is not in a measurement. God is in your child's eyes. Go look. You don't have to prove it. It's there. So I'm sending out much love to everyone that considers themselves flat earthers or globers or whatever. I know this is going to be super shadow banned because they're afraid of this channel for real. Shout out to Romaniya Poet, obviously. Jim Dillinger, Tomek, Alpha, David Voronyuk. We got some crazy guests. We're going to have Dr. Caldwell again on Monday. We're going to have crazy guests tomorrow. You guys will see. I'll post about it. And I love all of y'all, man. That's the last thing I'm going to say about this whole flat earth thing. I just had to chime in because I've been blown away of the reaction. You know what I'm saying? So peace to all of you. Happiness to all of you. Lots of health to all of you. A lot of stuff is coming, man. So you know what we say. Uno.